This station rules the nation. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. This station rules the nation. Truth FM 96.1, the heart and soul of life.
Bum, bum, bum. This is the TBS. I'd like to say good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to Liberia's biggest. The heart and soul of Liberia, when national unity begins. Monday morning, your tune for the Monday sets the agenda for the whole week. It's great to be back this morning on Liberia's biggest breakfast show, Truth FM, broadcasting on the sound frequency of 96.1 megahertz on the FM band. We broadcast 7 days a week, 18 hours a day, 365 days in a year. Today's Monday, and I'm counting the day to the elections, to the runoff election. 9 more days to go. In the midst of all controversies, the love of liberty matters, yeah. Let justice be done to all. Good morning, Nimba. Good morning, Lofa. Good morning, Mangibi. Good morning, Grambassa. Good morning, Kidbomb, Bapolo, Sino, Maryland. You gearing up this morning? When you wake up in the morning, say thank you to God. Liberia is the only country we have. Have a gunfire in Conakry, Guinea on yesterday. Have a gunfire in Conakry as Guinean junta leader Musa Dides Camara. 2 other stage prison breaks, says the justice minister. All right. Among the escapees were Claude Pavi, Basunu Gomon, who along with Camara had been heard on charges related to the 2009 massacre that claims the life of 157. Early morning gunfires at Conakry, main prison in Guinea, led to the escape of former Detective Musa Camara and others involved in the 2009 massacre. So that was on Saturday, but on Sunday, that's why I would say country fresh in the midst of war. Then on Sunday, Guinea's former military ruler Musa Camara is back in jail. Well, listen up to this. Guinea's former military ruler, Musa Camara, is back in jail after being taken from prison by armed men, according to his lawyer. The group stage stormed the jail in the capital Conakry area on Saturday morning, taking Captain Camara and 3 others. Those taken are currently on trial for their alleged role in the death of more than 150 people in a 2009 protest. Up to this morning, crime has been restored in Conakry. That's why I would say, let's go to this election. Say no to any form of violence. To the 2 political parties here in Liberia, the Congress for Democratic Change, the Unity Party, Let's hope the message resonates well in Liberian ears. Encourage them to go and vote. Yes, we have problems everywhere in the world. Israel. Israel on Friday asked 1 million people to relocate in Israel. Just imagine this. So we have problems everywhere in the world. The best thing we can do with this fragile peace we're enjoying, we encourage the two presidential phrases in this run-up, George Weah, Joseph Boyka. Encourage your people to go and turn out to vote. We have problems everywhere in the world. 250,000. A friend of mine called me from Conakry and said, man, I haven't heard this for a very long time. The sound of the bullet. You know, it's a scary one. And you all know Didi's Kamara, former president, but he's been in jail since 2009, going on a trial. 157 persons died. But Dumbia, is carrying on, but he still say he trusts the justice system in Guinea. Had a serious gunfire. Guinea have a military ruler. Back to our own country. So a friend of mine, when he called me, I said, wow, imagine Liberia. And we're in the same West African sub-region. To the two presidential candidates, George Weah, Joseph Boyka. And I want to announce to Liberians on Thursday, I will have the U.S. Sachet Affairs with me in the studio here for the U.S. Embassy, Catherine Rodriguez. The best thing you do to two candidates, encourage your people. That close to 114,000 valid votes, encourage them, teach them how to vote. So to the two political parties, before I bring in my co-host, the radio is here. Pay some money, come pay for some airtime. Come and encourage your people how to vote. The CDC, the Unity Party, encourage your people how to vote because the results that will be announced for the Elections Commission. And when the Secretary of Affairs from the U.S. Embassy come on the show, I'll ask this question. The peace is the order of the day in this country. It's the almost thing. The guy said, look, the gunfire in Guinea was almost an hour, something that we haven't heard for a very long time. Then my heart and soul come back to my own country, Liberia, with no exception. Some of you predicting violence. So I can say to the two political parties, now I tell people, most of you should keep your personal feeling. The two political parties, encourage your people. Teach them how to vote. We wouldn't have two candidates now. The other party, the CDC. The results that will come out from the Elections Commission, that's what we'll go for. The radio open, pay for some airtime. If the Congress for Democratic Change, I want to say on today, they will start a show, encouraging the people how to vote here. Unity Party, you can do the same tomorrow. I'm hosting Women Pay. Yes, from the Unity Party. So this is Truth FM. In short, let us keep this peace. Encourage your people. Liberia is above every one of you, more than Joseph Boyka, more than George Weah. This country, it can go down. Problems everywhere. When I saw this news on the cable news network, CNN, Israel asked 1 million people to relocate. We have problems everywhere in the world. World leaders now sitting on the round table. They want to come back for Liberia to sit on the round table for this country. We had enough. The best thing you can do, with all our politics, when I read comments on the social media, it's like, wow, 5.2 million people, everybody going for one another, neck to neck. The hatred have gone into one another so deep in this country. Israel on Friday asked 1 million people. This is a serious thing in Gaza. Can you imagine this? Who's going to sit on and say, like, let's have a round table for your country? No. The best thing you can do, Unity Party, the CDC, encourage your people to vote. The way you vote, the High Elections Commission will announce it, and there will be no one to tamper with the way Liberian people vote. So let's take it away. If the results don't go Joseph Boyka way, and it should be. George Weah, if the results don't go your way, take it in a good faith, and let's move on as a country. Good morning, folks. I'm Oni Roberts. Ansu Sirleaf, good. Good morning to you. So today we announced the We Are Re-Election radio show will start later on this evening. Yeah, so we encourage the other political party, Unity Party, so you can do the same. Come and preach the message. Encourage your people how to vote. Not we as journalists. After this evil still remains. Yes. Good morning to you, Ansu.
Thank you, O'Neill. You have said it all indeed. Uh, when it comes to getting our people the message of pigs, how we can maintain this peace here. And you made an example of Guinea, a French country today, in terms of settling or handling their own problem back home. What happened in Guinea definitely was spark a bit of a huge tension, and that could cause serious problem in Guinea, and which are going to definitely affect, because they are our sister country there.
Yeah.
You understand? But if they can solve it, that's tell you that Africa now, they are trying now to put themselves together in terms of knowing where some of the countries came from war, and how people lost their life indeed, how the country was damaged, and then send the country all the way back today. Some of them trying to say how best they can develop their country. So going back into those past days, I don't think some of the countries are prepared for it, especially a French country, Guinea. What happened was packed up, and then build up a huge tension today. Maybe we're definitely going to be saying different things, or maybe attention or riot there in Guinea. So that's it. The November 14th election, as I said again, it's just a one day. The 14th will come, go, everything. We have to continue with our normal life. Things have to move on. World leaders are not prepared for that again to come back to maybe to Africa or to Liberia to sit on a round table and then start discussing about Liberia again. I don't think they are prepared for it.
No.
Yeah. So let's maintain this peace here. Let's hold on to it. November 14th. Let's go out there and the two parties. You talk about when it comes to educating the supporters, electors, how to go out there to vote, because the occurrence of for the 114,000 plus invalid votes is the most important thing now.
It's a huge number.
Yeah, so if you look at, I'm finding that their campaign strategy, I'm not seeing much maybe banners or maybe flyers. I think what they are doing now, trying to use this house to house, and carry on.
Yeah, the campaign momentum from the general election is far different from what is happening now. I mean, everybody's seeing it.
Very short.
Everybody's seeing it. Some people have backing off.
Yeah.
People don't go in there with that energy be like before. That's why the best thing would say, encourage your people. Yeah. Let them turn out to vote on November 14th. Encourage your people. That's the best thing you can do.
And another thing, it comes to that all that the endorsement and other stuff around here that happen around.
Endorsement is a regular thing. So Derry said, you'll start focusing on who endorsing, who not endorsing who. Look,
go to the people.
What is on the social media?
Yeah.
I can make a post today. I get 100,000 comments, 1,000 views, 100,000 views. But the reality on the ground is far different. Yeah. That happened, Leo.
Yeah.
Just look at the two political parties. If this other person endorses the other person, that problem. That is for the social media. It's just 2% of what is happening on the ground. On the ground, it's a different thing. Anyway, let's move on. Let's see what we have for this morning. We again like to announce Liberians. We'll have the U.S. Sachet Affairs on Thursday, catching Roger Grace. I mean, all of the important questions in keeping our peace, I mean, definitely will be asked. Above all of us, Liberia is number one. You can be more than the country. No one, George, we are Joseph Boyka. The peace is the almost thing of the day. Yes, it was scaring time in Guinea on Saturday and Sunday. You get live bullets in the street of Conakry for running here and there. Anyway, let's get to the lineup this morning. It's the running edition of the True Breakfast Show right here on 96.1. The heart and soul of Liberia. Remember, Guinea and Liberia have the same border. Yeah, we border. And not too far. So people are like asking, did the Camara flew into Liberia? Did he cross the border and enter into Liberia and stuff like that? Yeah. So again, want to tell all of the two presidential candidates right now, we're not prepared to sign no peace accord. Let me just say this out. We don't prepare to sign no peace accord. The best thing you can do, George Weah, Joseph Boycott. The momentum I witnessed before the October 10, it's not the euphoria is not like the same. What's happening? Encourage your people. Otherwise, else one deviator in a board commissioner announcing results. 9:15 this morning, I'm going to have more than 3 presidential candidates. These are people who say, well, I'm not supporting the CDC. I'm not supporting what? The Unity Party. But guess what? They are there to say, we'll protect your votes. Can you imagine this?
Okay.
They have their own team who say, protect your own votes.
Okay.
So there's 2 political parties. The best thing you can do, encourage your people.
Yeah.
Move on. Let them go and vote. Chase after this. Some of them were taken away by representative candidates. Took some people to carry kid bomb me everywhere. People, if they don't go back, the votes will be less. These are factors to consider. Welcome to the TBS 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Again, those who flee the jail yesterday was rearrested. Yes, but Kamara said, well, it was not the way he wants to try the Guinean justice system, so he can run away from justice.
Okay.
Yeah, so Dumia still have full in control. Yes,
Okay.
yes. And he said the sub-region, Liberia, it's just 9 days away. Yes, let's give it a lineup this morning right here on the Breakfast Show, 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Charlotte will have a health tip with just 3 minutes because of time of difficulty. Then at 8:15 this morning, we have Anthony D. Cooper for the Liberty Party Youth Chair. Yes, Eddie S. Tawale, the Congress for Democratic Change. Look, True FM open up to everybody. You don't come. I don't say on the microphone and tell you, say, vote for Joe Weah or vote for Joseph Boyka. No, I'll not do it as a journalist. After this evening, I still remain. Tomorrow, I will have women prayer from the Unity Party. Yeah, so today, Eddie Tawale and that are from Anthony Cooper of the Liberty Party, they're going to make the case why George should go for another 6 years.
Okay.
Yes, and Liberians, you probably buy into it. Well, this man deserves another 6 years. Well, we'll find out. So both of them, I mean, they're already in studio at 8:15. We'll go up to 8:45 this morning. They will have the concerned youth from District Number 2, Monserrado County. As far as they are concerned, there's a serious tension building up in District 2, where Sekou Kano was announced winner, but there's another team from Bishop Nimble Doan is saying that no.
Okay.
They are calling for a recount. This is why now the elections commissions have to come in. Those cases you have are the legal sections. The cases NEC have are the legal sections. You know, we need to update the public as what is going on. How many cases do you have? How many districts have issues that, well, sir, we need a recount? Let us know what is happening with the legal section elections commission. So there'll be with us here from 8:45 until 9:15. Then the big one is at 9:15. The African Liberation League Senator Sarah Bessolo Yenti, yes, have said, well, she's not going to support either of the two. Okay. But her role in this runoff would be protecting your vote. And I'll ask all of the questions. I mean, there are 6 in numbers.
Okay.
Yes. Robert Morris also contested on the presidential independent candidate. Will also be here. They call the campaign here, protect your vote.
Protect your vote.
They ain't say we're giving our way to George Weah or Joseph Boyka, but protect your vote. After you finish voting, your vote will be protected. So, I mean, she's a good candidate, having worked in the UN space for years in Nepal, in Yemen. These are difficult countries as a black person to work in. So, Bessolo Yenti, a very good character, will sit with us for 9:15 until 10 o'clock this morning. In the midst of all, we'll say country first. Let's have help tip with David Coty, 3 minutes help tip Monday morning of the True Breakfast Show, 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Let's have help tip coming up with David Ernest Coty for 3 minutes. Yes, good morning, David Coty, you live.
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and good morning to Ansu. Today, I'm going to talk about a very major or very serious problem around the world, and that is called erectile dysfunction or weak erection. About 25% of the marriages in the U.S. break up before the first anniversary. You can imagine people getting married today, November 6th. Before November 6th next year, the marriage is broken up simply because of one reason. sexual incompatibility. The man is not able to satisfy his wife. You can buy the new car every month, new telephone, you even roof of my house. Once you can do your midnight work correctly, my friend, she will leave. She will put in for divorce. Now, some of the causes for this erectile dysfunction or weak erection: number one, age; number two, job stress; number three, depression; number four, nerves. This when the nerves are destroyed by diabetes. So my major advice to anybody: once you're facing that problem, go and see your doctor. Once you don't see the doctor to determine what the main cause is a problem, because the nerves can be clogged, it can be blocked because of diabetes. When you see a doctor, they're going to work with you and tell you what to do. Obesity is another thing. You're over fat, and you gotta do something. High blood pressure is another cause, and then smoking is another cause, and that's something you need to work on. Another major reason when it comes to this marital problem is what we call quick ejaculation, when you can finish before time. It is scientifically proven. In Liberia or Africa, we don't talk about sex publicly, and this is not good. We need to talk about it. These are things to talk about, even in schools. We need to talk about these things publicly. Another major problem is quick ejaculation. The weak erection is when there's something cannot stand for long, something can't even stand at all. That's the weak erection, uh, erectile dysfunction. But when you stand and you finish before time, it is scientifically proven that the normal time for sex, you can go and check it up, is between 3 to 7 minutes. It takes 3 to 7 minutes for a man to reach ejaculation. 3 to 7 minutes. Sometimes you can go up to 13 minutes. We call that desirable. You can reach to 13 minutes. But anything above that, 15, 20, 25, 30, you are not a hero. Go and see the doctor. Something is wrong somewhere. So those of you think you are a hero because you have sex for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, you are not a hero. Go and check your doctor. Something is wrong somewhere. Um, I have only 3 minutes, so let me be quick. Tomorrow, I'll be talking about cataract. The first time I talked to you about your eyes, I talk about glaucoma. It's a very serious problem. And when glaucoma has destroyed your eyes, no doctor in the world can help you. It is irreversible. But with cataract, it can be removed and replaced. So tomorrow, if you listen to me, I'm going to tell you what cataract is. Those people who lie to you, saying that they can remove your eyes and operate on it and put it back, that lie. It is not true. I have removed cataract from my two eyes, and I have two new lenses, and I can see very well now. All right. Now, remember this. Early detection is the first medicine to good health. So if you want to sit down in your house the whole year and don't check the hospital, sit down there. You don't know what's happening. Maybe you got cancer, prostate cancer, whatever. You better go and check it out so you can take it out as soon. That's the only way you will make it. Thank you very much for the opportunity. We'll meet tomorrow on Cataract. Bye-bye.
All right. Yeah, money.
Yeah.
Man, so you can buy all the cars, you buy all the wagon, you do your bit that way.
You get to your homework, you can make it.
No,
November 6th,
yeah,
Wednesday, November 6th.
yeah.
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah, I see why nobody actually for that to read time. Yeah, dear Godi, thank you so much. This is the Breakfast Show 96.1. The heart and soul of Liberia, Truth FM. So Charlotte will bring on Anthony D. Cooper of the Liberty Party National Youth Chair, Ruby L. George, she's the National Youth Chair of LPDP, Deputy Campaign Manager of the CDC Youth League.
Okay.
Yes, making the case of why Liberians should give George Weah another 6 years. Well, I think that's how it should be as a media, as a journalist, bring them on. Women Pay said to me, well, I'm going to defend all of this and say, well, that'll be on tomorrow. He said, you need 2 hours. I said, 2 hours or what? That's a good one. Anyway, great. So here is it. These are some factors as we get set in 10 minutes to go to our guests. That the two political parties, what is you saying on the social media? I mean, this is for it. You know,
Yeah.
this is the period for it.
Yeah.
This other group attacking this other group. That other group is bringing this claim, claims and counterclaims. These are things that normally plays when you have two major political parties going to the ballot box. I mean, and some of you have taken your personal feelings, your emotion, and everything into it. Yes, this ain't gonna play. But on the other hand, and so this is the most serious one. After all of the fights on the social media, so I thought to myself, back then, in 1997, we had the Facebook and all of that. How are people actually, see who's winning or who's not doing on the social media?
Yeah.
Yes. The social media is just like me. I say like 1%. Some say 2%. It have flavors to it. But being on the social media, getting 5,000 comments on the ground, the reality here is not the same. Now to the two political parties. Good morning to you. I'm George Weah, my black president. Joseph Borga said to me, I should be practicing now how to call him president. Good morning to the both of you. These are things that will be considered in this runoff election.
Okay.
Number one,
Yeah.
I want to encourage you, please, both of you, to encourage your people to go and vote. Encourage them to turn out to vote. Those who took our people and took them far away, went to Kidbound, Bapolu, and just everywhere. If you don't connect with these representative candidates, these senatorial candidates, you lost track of these people. The turnout will be not as compared to the 1,900,000 those who voted. Liberians, you understand. That's why the media should be there to inform. The number of voters for this runoff, my prediction, is going to be less. Why? Because, some of you listening up to me, most of you were trucked. You were trucked. Whether the CDC or the United Party are going on after these candidates, so what are those? You know them.
Yeah.
John Brown, well, we don't want to say truck, but maybe they saw that you could become a good representative or senator. That's why they went with you. Where are these? Locate me with these people. We need to reconnect. We need to take these people and go back to go and vote what they voted for on October 10th. If you don't do so, Joe Weah, Joseph Walker, the vote will be less. Because the people will not use their own resources. They're not going to use the money to go back. No. The vote will be less. And there are some categories of voters in this particular election. There are categories of voters. Those who have made up their mind. There are some people who have made up their mind already. Like you are now, vote for Ansu Sirleaf.
Right? You can't convince them.
Yeah. Like Joe Weah will want. Or like Joseph Walker will want. There are people who made up their mind.
Yeah.
So those are you who campaigning. Yeah. When you encounter these kind of people, don't waste your time. You go up, you calm down. There are people who made up their mind already. And the person who want. These are that high voters. You can't change it. I don't care what you talk. For now, you can't change it. That's just one category one. Category two, there are people who are going to vote on tribal line. These are categories of voters. The vote, this man is my tribal man, so I'll vote like this. You can't change that one. To add up to A, the people who are going to vote from region. They mean from a same region. That these are things consider. There are undecided voters also. Now, look how the momentum had dropped with this whole campaigning thing in the second round. It has dropped. So there are people still undecided whether I'm going to vote or I'm not going to vote. You see it?
Yeah.
They are undecided voters. Or when I'm going out there, voting room, is I'm going to vote for Joseph Boyka or George Weah. They're still thinking. These are supported, maybe some of them from various political parties. They are not make up their mind yet. They are supporter voters too. And the Silent Voters Association. These are the silent voter is the most powerful voter. You don't know. Most of them are in the corporate world. Do you know how many banking institutions we have? Will you see them wearing your political party t-shirt? No. You'll see that you're gathering?
No.
You won't see them.
They sit quiet at home.
Yes. These are silent voters. These are silent voters. Yeah. So when you do your Facebook argument, that thing, these silent voters can just be reading. Who would be better for this country? So I don't know whether the two parties, the CDC or the United Party, will have the final campaign launch. George Weah, Joseph Boyka, for the Silent Voter Association, they want to know why we should give George Weah another 6 years. Yeah. Why Joseph Boyka say he wants to rescue the country? These are the things the silent voters will be chipping into. Yes. Anyway, this is the Breakfast Show 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. If you want to encourage your two political parties, encourage your people to vote. After this event, we'll move on as a country. It's sickening to see everywhere in the world. Problems everywhere. Problems everywhere. No one's going to sit on the round table for this country. The best thing you do, the best thing you do, encourage your people to go and vote. Encourage your supporter. The momentum have dropped. Anyway, so we have two gentlemen in studio there. One from the Liberty Party National Youth Wing, and that of the LPDP, right here on the True Breakfast Show, the heart and soul of Liberia. Yes, Anthony D. Cooper of the Liberty Party National Youth Chair. Ruby L. George, he's the National Youth Chair of LPDP, and also the Deputy Campaign Manager of the Congress for Democratic Change Youth Wing. Yes, in the midst of all, we'll say, country first. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome to the TBS.
Good morning, Onirago, and good morning to Ansu.
So let's do a roundtable introduction now. Well, who wants to know? Yeah, the cross-pollination are going back to back. I mean, this, I think, is a normal thing in this kind of political space. So let's know the institution you represent. Let's do a roundtable.
Okay, so like I said, my name is Anthony D. Cooper. First of all, let me bring you greetings from the peace-loving people of the Liberty Party, Indefatigable Liberty Party National Youth Congress. I bring you greetings from Dr. Musa Asambeleti, our national chair. I bring you greetings from our FACS and executive committee of the Liberty Party. I bring you greetings from the VSB of the Collaborating Political Party and the Collaborating Political Party at large. I am the national youth chair of the Liberty Party, a young man who have stayed with the Liberty Party for a very long time, ranging from the position of operations in 2018, and vice chairs for administration, till our chair, who I enjoy his confidence, Onesimo James, decided to contest in Rivers County, and due to our party constitutions, because our party youth congress is one of the major organs of our party, so whosoever person chairing that position want to contest need to resign. So when he resigned, I ascended the position as national youth chair of the party. So I'm here along with my colleague Ruben George, and we are here to bring sense to the disco. The both of you who have brought a lot of sense to the disco, to the art and culture of our country.
Great. That's a nice one. Great. Ruby, Anthony have both of his parties so much. Let's hear you. Let's talk about your party. Yes, good morning.
Thank you, Oni and Ansu. A pleasant good morning to you and the listening audience. It is a pleasure for me to sit on your platform this morning to share breakfast with you and the Liberian people here and in the diaspora as well. Well, my name is Robin George. I'm the National Youth League Chairperson of the Liberia People Democratic Party, a original constituent party within the Coalition for Democratic Change. We funded this coalition prior to the 2017 elections. We realized that it is not possible for one party in this country to get elected. So on the basis of similar ideology, we decided to come together and form a coalition, what we call the Coalition for Democratic Change, that gave birth to the current governing system of our country. We remained in marriage for the past 6 years. We reaffirmed our commitment to support the president's re-elections through a series of documents. We have the first framework document that did expire, and we renewed that with a new framework document that we signed up to, and giving our commitment, our party's commitment to ensure that the presidents get re-elected. On the basis of that, we've been working in the political space of our country, and we were really active in the first round of the just ended elections. So we are continuing our engagement in the runoff, considering where we are as a people in the nation, and considering the way in which the politics is taking different swing now. So it is important that the young people engage the media to provide a sense of directions. all of the stats have shown over the past years that many of the people who vote in these elections in our country are the young people. So, and additionally, on the contrary to my assertions, many of the mishaps or misperceptions about violence in our country are being perpetrated by young people. We're not saying that's a good path, but what we say, I'm just giving you a balanced start in terms of our role we play in terms of the politics of our country. So it's important that we speak to the media, and this is the only platform we have to talk to our people across this country. And I appreciate Truth FM. You have a very good wild coverage across this country in the 15th political subdivision of Liberia. So it means that this platform gave us the urge to communicate to the people in Maryland, in Sindo, in Grand Crew, in Grand Bassa, in Bon County, where Hilford, and the rest of the county across Liberia. So it's important for us to share breakfast with you and give you reasons why President Ria should get re-elected. Because there are too many tangibles. There are developmental agenda that have been implemented. Some are pending, some are ongoing. And there are visibility of the achievement of President George Manuel Ria. So on the basis of that, as I stated earlier on, considering our reaffirmation to the new framework document, we said there is a need of continuity for the president to continue the governance space of our country. There is no need to change the captain in the midst of the sailing of the vessel on the sea. Technically, you will cause the vessel to sink and people will lose their lives. It's possible that there could be a collusion on the sea, which we don't pray for. That is the reason why, as young people of our political institutions, we say, let us accept this invitation for O'Neill and Ansu to provide the reason why Liberia should give President Ria another 6 years.
Okay, well, that's a great one, folks. This is the TBS. Let's go, and both of you can come in back to back. I mean, now it's no secret that the LPDP, the Liberal Party, quote unquote, from the CPP, decided to support George Weah re-elections. With just 9 days to go, what do you want to say to Liberians? I mean, those are just listing categories of undecided voters, silent voters. What do you want to say to them?
Well, only what is more important right now is to to preach a message of peace is very important, because I've sat by myself and decided that, considering the way politics is taking the country right now, there are too many divisions in our country only. Because I support President George Weah. Some of my friends are not happy with my decision, but that's my decision. Some of them support Ambassador Joseph Zuma Bwaka, but we do respect that decision. So it's important that we, the young people that will be participating in this election at different levels, should be able to talk about the issue of peace. Let's respect each other's political views and political ideology, because we all can be on the same side. That is quite difficult. So it's important we talk about peace. 9 days to go. What we're doing now, or what we continue to do, is to engage the people, get back to our base, energize our base, and give the people reasons why they shouldn't be reluctant, and give them the reasons why they should vote as well. Because what is more important, somebody will ask, why are we voting? That could be a major question to us, or even you who sit behind that microphone as a journalist only. So one of the things we said to them, it is important to vote because that's a constitutional right. And additionally, you have the authority to make decisions for your country in terms of how the country should be governed for the next 6 years. So these are basic things we'll be having a conversation on today in our people in the field as well.
Okay, great. So, Anthony, okay, because now the place we reach out now, we're looking for numbers, right? This one is the highest odds. You that have the highest number. No percentage wise. How many percent Unity Party or cities you do have, right? This is the number. Let's look at the number wise. The Liberty Party, you for the youth wing anchor. How ready are you, preparing to gear up?
Only let me start by saying what informed our decision to support the re-election of President George Manuel Weah. So far back, we were about 12 political parties, youth congress leaders who formed a relationship with SUP in terms of maintaining the peace and affirmative agreement. So after that process, we as conscious manners, brilliant young people, patriots, decided that we stay together and see how best we can advance youth across our political institutions. We started that long ago, and that went fun. And after the run of elections, we noticed that we are young people of this country need to see reasons to take a side that will bring proper development to our country. We call it meeting among ourselves. The thing, because all of the 12, we noticed that the CPP, the CDC, and that of the Unity Party were grabbed for runoff. So the 10th political party, Youth Congress, we met on our own, said that this had to be about us. We don't need to sit till somebody tell us what to do. It's about time we move forward. Not be the one to lead this team. So we had our first meeting, and in that meeting, we unanimously agreed to support the CDC based on serious reason. So how can we do it, gentlemen? How do we start the ball rolling? It was based on that one of our colleagues called Ibrahim Conan. We said, Ibrahim, who is closer to any of the young people from the CDC? I've been knowing Ruben Joy myself, right from African Methodist University. But it's about time we go for the arrowhead. And it was how we call on the national chair of the revolutionary.
So I'm speaking of numbers now. Yeah, number. They want at a higher order.
There were 10 opposition political party youth congress that endorsed the CDC.
10.
Every 10. That's where I'm coming from. So I want to lay the basis before I come to the major issue. So it was how we call on the national youth wing chair, and then we explain our plight to him that we will not sit and allow the CDC come to us because we want to be into the campaign, we want to be into the election, we want to inform our people, our mothers, our sister, our aunt across the country, our district coordinator, our youth chairs. So it was how our first meeting, we told him our plight, how can we contribute to the process. And said this is a very fun idea. The fact that young people across the country will be the very first time in our country history to come together with oneness and say that they want to support the side that they so much believe in based on serious reason. And that how he took the message to the CDC, and we were calling a meeting with Jeffrey Tamakochi, and we told him, say, we are not coming in the process for money, we don't want nothing. We want to campaign with the CDC. We want to be ahead of our political party to inform them that indeed young people, we are seeing how Ambassador George Manuel, we are President of the Republic of Liberia, are impacted young people, entrusted and lifted the ban of young people being tools in the community, but carrying them to become a leader, become a decision makers. And then they embrace the idea and say, how can we do it? We say the only thing we need for it is the stage and the platform. It's when the 10th opposition political party under the banner consultants pledged support last week. I think you followed to the CDC, and based on that, we've been working. Up to now, we told the CDC through the national chairperson, Nito Emmanuel Johnson, that we don't want to meet the president. We want to campaign with the CDC National Youth Congress from door to door, street to street, county to county, community to community, because of the many development carried on by President George Manuel Weah. We noticed that between the two of them, President George Manuel Weah is that person who go across in his government. We did not see, how they call it, political prisoners. Ambassador George Manuel Weah is the man of peace. President George Manuel Weah is that person who cut across. Ambassador George Manuel Weah is that person who listens to everyone. Look around you. Look at Ruben George. He trusted he's working in this government. Look at Mamasi Kaba, a young person.
So I'm asking for the numbers now. I mean, let's do this. George and Anthony. Hold on. I'm the captain on the ship here. Yeah, let's play to my role, because this whole thing is about numbers. The highest order from the Liberty Party angle, because I'm following the social media. The CPP, well, I think now you're 1% important to the two of them, right? Let's talk about number wise. What numerical strength the LP youth wing you want to say is that in Grand Basso, in all of the counties, you're mobilizing to have George Weah re-elected.
Let me say, Odin, we have called on all our people before embarking this process. Call in Grand Basso County. Call to everywhere Liberty Party has constituent and strength. Call on our people to see reasons to overwhelmingly vote President George Manuel Weah for this second term. So as I speak to you, the number you saw, they go down, the number will double, because we have made up our mind. We have explained to our people to see reasons. We know there were some challenges, but I always told people that it is always better to look at the good, so many good someone has done, than the small they wrong. And, so from that backdraft, we have called on our people. Liberty Party, we were able to reach out to our district coordinator, we were able to reach out to our county chairperson, we were able to reach out to our national chairs. And then, our decision were informed by the fact that the CPP holistically pledged support to the CDC, which means that all of our people, even if they were disenchanted, they are on board, because we did not just sit there. Just yesterday, we had a very large meeting, and we were able to reach out to our people. We have the number game, so I can assure you that the number will increase. The fact that we have come to the process we wanted, The fact that we have come to the process, putting our plat on the table, and our plat have been accepted by the CDC. The issue of number is now an option right now. We need one. What we are calling on is our mothers in the market. We are calling on our sisters. We are calling on university students. We are calling on the Brazilians.
You're calling, or you're reaching there. What sort of campaign you evolve into? We can come in. Yeah. So, what sort of campaign are you evolving into?
An addendum to what Anthony said, the CDC or the Coalition for Democratic Change in general, we don't lack numbers. If you check our history from 2005 to 11 now to the convergence of the Coalition for Democratic Change in 2016, 2017 elections, we are constituting parties of members. So considering the first stats that were given by the National Elections Commission, we earned around 800,000 votes that were cast by the Liberian people. So our way of increasing our number is to continue to engage people in our country. We have series of endorsements. Somebody will argue, what does the endorsement bring in terms of translating to numbers? So we have instant level of engagements across the country. One of our strategies is to engage our people, go to them, do what we call the door-to-door campaign activities, and energize our base. But what is more important in this election, you just need a simple majority in the runoff to get elected as president.
Sure.
So what we intend to do is to activate our base, because some of our partisans, maybe they were reluctant to vote the first time. Some of them, they have some disenchantment. Some of them, for some other reason, they decide not to turn up to the polling places. But what we are doing this time around is to engage the people regularly, reaching out to them to their various houses. We have people deployed across the country already. There are engagements ongoing. And so the essence of this exercise is to show that we increase our number on November 14th. One of the key issues, again, we also want to identify, many of you argue as to people were shocked to vote for representative candidates, for senatorial candidates. What are we doing? So what we do in our own planning process is to engage those people who are reluctant to go back, but the president I want to vote for, they may no longer contesting. Why should I go back to go vote? So we are also talking to these people, encouraging them to go back to go vote, because it's very important. We need these people. We need the number. In order to do that, we need to engage. And that's the reason why we engage in all segments of this country. If even Ambassador Waka can agree we're engaging to vote for President Josh, we are capable of doing that.
Sure.
Because what we do is to win the elections before the elections day. And how do we win this election? Is to ensure that we put our strategy into place that's going to work with the ordinary Liberian people, predicated upon what President we have done over the past 5 to 6 years, is very much encouraging for our people to rise up to the occasion to vote on November 14, 2023. Because while somebody will say, what are we going to vote this time around to get president? We are second, third. But we say, do you look at the availability of tangible President George Manuel? We are. Look at the rural connectivity, to be practical. Look at the issue of the policy that has to do with the issue of free tuition payment at the University of Liberia. Right now, the president instituted a new policy that's going to give a full waiver for high school students, for wax fees, for registration at certain levels, and that is more encouraging. It relieves the economic burden on the shoulder of the parents. And look at even the issue of the health sector. More than 2,000 health workers in place on the governmental payroll. People who are on supplemental payroll, teachers are now being paid on governmental payroll. And look at the issue of the construction of the Emory Hospital in Bapulu. 5-6 years ago, people used to walk 2-3 hours to come see medical attention, but now it doesn't happen. The hospital is being constructed with a lot of equipment and available doctors to attend to them. So it means that, President, we have done so much for this country. Few weeks ago, if you follow the social media, you saw behind PHP that was considered to be a dump site for more than 6 years. President George, we have translated that place into a museum area for people of entertainment and pleasure. So it means that this president has done so much that the Liberian people, and more like to a certain extent, President, we have increased some level of employment in terms of government. You talk about the issue of young people. This is the first president in our country history that entrusted young men and women in this country with top-notch managerial job in our country history.
Sure.
No president in the Republic of Liberia has done such. So it means that considering all of these things, it is so much important that we give the president another 6 months. So how do we do that? In giving the president another and to give them the reason why the president should be re-elected. And we are not reluctant. After we leave this radio, we are going to engage our people in the community. The number must increase, and the number will increase, and President will get elected on November 14th.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, we will deploy in the oral bell the issue of increasing the number, as you continue to say, the opposition political party youth congress in alignment with the Revolutionary National Youth League. Today, we will deploy in district number 10. We're spending the whole day there. And so I mean, it's the issue of number, because we want to meet our mothers, we want to meet our sisters, we want to go to people those steps, we want to get the reasons why President George Manneh we should be re-elected. It has been so many years that Liberian and young people have suffered from starvation, that young people have said that they are all being used as tools, but not managers. They have not been trusted with governmental position. They have not been trusted to the affair of our country, the state of our country. So, I mean, there's the only precedent in our country history that we notice who are trusted young people that have lifted the ban on young people from being used as tools and taken to that governmental position. So today, we will be in district number 10. Any of our brothers, our sisters who can jump all in district number 10, we are deployed, we will work day and night for now all the way to Sunday. We are not resting, we will work day and night because we believe that only President George Manneh we can bring total change and transformation to our country because he's a reformist record incoming out of government. If you follow Ambassador George Manneh, we are President of the Republic of Liberia. What he has done for the country is unprecedented. It's unpaired. We have not found somebody in our country history who has done such. So based on that, we have come to governors and join hands with the CDC National Youth League to see how best we give the message to our people that Liberia is one country, Liberia is coming to nominate. Not putting around this camera is not about party. It's not about religions.
Okay, Anthony, let me come in. Someone monitoring you who says that just maybe a few days ago, the Liberty Party or the CPP indeed pledged their support to President Weah Second Bay. Just a few days ago. What exactly? How are they going to manage? How are they going to work out things to make this thing happen in nowadays? From now to the 14th of November to vote President Weah.
So O'Neill, the CPP, the two political parties that form the CPP is a well-structured political institution in our country. You know, the 2017 elections, the Liberty Party came to, and there is a record that nobody has done. Liberty Party has structure across the 15 sub-divisions of our country. So the issue of campaigning and giving the message to our people is just clear, it's just simple. That's just simple mathematics for all. Like tomorrow, somehow the team of the CPP will be dispatched to Grand County, and those who have strength to certain places will go and give the message. The National Youth Congress has divided ourselves into segments and different groups to go along with the CPP officials into different places. Then for me and few of the guys will stay with the National Youth Wing in Miami County and that of Mosorado County to see how best we can give our message to our people. It is crystal clear the fact that the CPP as an institution came up and endorsed the CDC. The issue of giving a message is not an issue right now. We have accepted. This is why around the country, you are not heard anyone going against our decision. So it is holistic. Our minds are made up. A decision we're well vetting, and we are relaxed, and we say the issue of the election is a done deal, as been said by when we're reading our endorsement statement, that it's just a formality. We just need to now get maybe people see all around and see our involvement into the process. But the Liberian people have made up their mind because the Liberian people know what they want from them. We are suffering for so long. We've been down for so long. This government is the only government that have brought sense of reasonings and trust in young people. Any nation that want to develop, the first thing you do, you develop, you invest in your young people. Take for instance, China. Many times young people will say, or even other countries will say, the Chinese people will look at their children at the age of 15, at the age of 13, 50 to 100 of them send it to other countries to go and study to come back. There's a same thing that we see emanating by President George Manneh Weah by entrusting the young people to go for study. Like my colleague Ruben George just said, the University of Liberia, people go to school free. I mean, it's a record that you cannot improve. Look at Wise Fee. And look at the recreation center the person have been around the country. I mean, there are some challenge. Painesville now is one of the cities in the Republic of Liberia that have benefited from the government than any other city. Now, when anybody leave from any part of the country, as soon as you come to Painesville, you got a relief because there are roads everywhere. to move from Boulevard Junction to Police Escalator to the 72nd Bell, you need not to worry. Anything not to be on before you get quarrying. Because as soon as it reaches to 7, automatically the street lights come on. What more can a person do before Liberians across the country can get their vote and their mind too? I mean, we have come with one mind and a love of country as a patriot, as an intellectual, and smart people of our favorite political institution to join hands with our colleague in the CDC to make President George Minor we are the next president of the Republic of Liberia for Africa and future.
This time around, it's not just going to be maybe the CPP, the seditions in terms of a disenchanted one convincing them. You have other political parties indeed. What's that message? What's the exact message?
We see us from opposition political party joining the process. I mean, there's a wake-up call for them. They have to wake up, right? We are all Liberians. There is no country that is problem free. It is not possible for everybody to be satisfied in the country. But what we want to do is that vast majority of the people to be satisfied when you wake up from there. Issue of school fees should not be a worry that the government has done. We need to continue the good things that the president has done. President George Minor, he's a man of peace. He's a peace icon. You know, I normally told my colleagues, and sometimes when we're in conversation, the boss were laughing. They say, "Man, you speak. I've told you. You were wanted to come on." I said, "No, that's not an issue. I want person in my life to have followed Ambassador George Minor because I followed him when he was peace ambassador for UNICEF. I know during our post-conflict war in the country, our refugee camp, I saw his work, his immense contribution to our country, his love for country, the way he wants to see this country." President George Minor is somebody who, when he goes to bed, his dream aspiration is not met.
You say all of that. You say all of this for your standard bearer when you're in Liberty Party.
See?
I mean, you're saying a lot of great things about George Weah. I mean, you say all of this for your standard bearer.
But only, I mean, what make that wrong?
I'm not saying I'm not saying it's wrong.
My leader in agreement with what I'm saying here today. This
okay. No, I just wanted to know.
We.
So what?
Anthony, sometimes you know the journalists or the talk show host.
I just screening you guys. I just want to know.
I want to make it crystal clear. That is not issues.
You guys have the way of spinning things around. Minor Weah is globally known to be a so-called icon. And look at in our country history in recent time what the president has done in terms of constructing a municipal page across Liberia. Look at the survival SCF that you knew in Clarendon some 10-15 years ago. Look at the level of transformation he had brought to the people of Clarendon. So what would somebody say again about President Weah? Oh, he played football, the man win World Cup. What did he can show? That debate is dead upon a rabbit.
It's counterproductive.
Okay.
So the issue here is I don't see the reason why people if those around Ambassador Bang and them tell you say, "Papi, just go over George Weah, I want that anything finished," because there is no argument now you can bring on the table now against President George Minor Weah because the availability of the tangible of President Weah is unmatched.
Okay, all right. Well, it's unmatched. They're making the case. Well, with just 9 days to go, let's speak peace a little bit. Because the young people, we are the driving people behind this whole thing. Yes, in terms of non-violence message, let's hear from you. The both sides can speak. Anthony, you can speak from the Liberty Party angle. Ruby, you can speak from the LPDP, but of the CDC angle. No to violence as we go into this runoff.
Yeah, so definitely we had a launch of Say Yes to Peace, Say No to Violence campaign that was on a month ago with other young people from different sectors of our country. And the essence of that is, as I said earlier on, the young people have been stigmatized negatively concerning the issue of violence in our country. So that's the reason why we sat on this platform this morning to talk to our young brothers across Liberia. It is important to be known for something positive than to be known for something negative. In other words, many times people, when something happens in Liberia, say, "All are the young people, all are the young people." This time around, we are changing the narrative. That's the reason why we are discussing issues of national concerns as to how we should make our decision come November 14. Why, on what basis do people make their decisions? So that's important that we use the same medium to educate our brothers not to get involved with violence. Because only if we have the spill in this country, you won't sit behind a microphone. I won't sit here. Our kids wouldn't go to school. We will not have the better life in Liberia. That's the reason why, imagine President Weah is a seated president of this country. We went to our first round election, and there was no form of violence You saw what happened in Sierra Leone with Malabio. President Weah said, no, let the Liberian people make that decision. The election was peaceful, very transparent, accredited by international observer. So it means that this man is a man of peace. He has demonstrated that even during his time as president of the Republic of Liberia. So it's important we are young people aiming a similar style for him. This is the reason why we're saying to our brothers, what is true? You on the other side of the divide politically, but respect your decision. So you should respect ours as well. That's the reason why we can disagree to agree. What is more important? Let's discuss issues that matter. Let's market our candidate. But we shouldn't get involved in any form of violence. I want young person in this country check my record from my university day to the graduate days. I have never get involved with any form of violence. And I will never encourage any young people across this country that is listening to all this morning to get informed with any issues of violence. We say no because Liberia is all we have. And what I can say to you, only right after this election, President will be announced and inaugurated in January. The first thing we'll say to our president, we know he already has that on mind, is to reconcile our people. Because this country, election all around the world can bring mixed feelings, and it's important that we reconcile our people. In order to do that, we need to love this country. Let's demonstrate that as a sense of patriotism. That's the only way the country can move forward. So we say to all of our young brothers and sisters across this country that is listening to us, don't be used for any form of violence because it's not good. It's going to dim your integrity. It's going to create a serious setback to us. And some of you who are making progress in your education are going to stall the entire process. That's the reason why we say don't get involved with violence.
I mean, I just want to come in quick, just to take your mind back in terms of your government has been engaged strongly when it comes to jobs. Indeed, so I don't know. You're a very young man, and yeah,
the issue of allegations and some of the stats shows that from 3 to 4 months ago, I may not get the date correct, the U.S. Embassy accredited to Liberia, allied the governor of Liberia, that there is a container that was carrying or transporting drugs, and immediately the government dispatched a team of joint security, and that joint security was under the responsibility to ensure that the issue of that drugs were put on total control. And every one of us saw it. The media was invited. I show your institution was invited. That drugs were burned at the barrack.
Sure.
So it shows to you that this government is doing everything in the limelight of the Liberian people. The perception about people saying that, oh, President, we are bringing kush, young people is getting addicted to drugs. 10 years, 6 years ago, or 12 years ago, under the regional President Sirleaf, what would people say? President George Weah brought drugs to this country? No, he was just a senator in the government. At the time he was not elected senator, he was doing ambassadorial work across the world. So how will people levy such allegations against the president that have no link in any way possible? How can somebody be in a mishap of drugs intake or drugs usage, and at the end of the day, he's burning drugs in the public for everybody to see? So it shows to you that we have no link, and all of the drugs brought to this country illegally, they have been burned, and those who have been involved with it have been arrested and prosecuted, and they are facing the full weight of the judicial system of our country. So our government, that's a mere propaganda. It's very cheap. It's unweighty. It doesn't suffice to us because it will never ever be given credit to us.
Great. This is the Breakfast Show 96.1. To come and make the case. The best thing I can say to any political parties, come and tell us why George for another 6 years, why the Unity Party, and we'll move on. In 9 days' time, Liberians going to make the decision. Good morning to the Silent Voters Association. These folks are here making the case for, I'm George Weah. Why George, you have another 6 years? You have the opportunity to come and do the same. Yes, as we try to close up, I try to do away with too many phone calls and all of that.
Okay.
Yes, the place will reach here now. All of your terms of calls and things, is how you encourage your people to go and vote. Yeah, so you keep all your personal feelings. That your style of thing, you keep it when you go to the political party, sir. Tomorrow, I have folks from the UP here. The same thing I'm doing with the CDC, I'll do the same thing. So if you for the other you've wing, the other wing, you come through, we'll put you on. Yes, Anthony Cooper have made a very strong case for Liberty Partisan, the youth wing. He said across the country, they should see reason why to elect George Weah for another 6 years. Ruby George, he's very strong as well, have also made the case. So, gentlemen, your concluding statement, in 9 days, encourage those who have not decided to go and vote. Elections Commission announced 114,000 invalid votes. Yes, so go ahead in the space of 2-3 minutes.
Okay, so O'Neill, I mean, first of all, say thanks to you people and also to the listening audience. So we just want to use this medium to call on again on our brothers and our sisters, our youth chair, our district coordinator, that will be at your doorstep, will be in your community, and firstly, you ask the issue of peace. O'Neill, if we're not giving a measure of peace to our people on election day, the way you saw the Vera Post Center very peaceful and kind. You wouldn't have seen it. Because every time when there was issue in the country, we always take phone and call on our brothers. Our contact person in the CDC was Hassan. We take phone and call, we say, Hassan, do not forget. You have to encourage a guy that we just went to Muto and sign a peace accord there, validating the process from our political institutions. We take phone and call Ivan Tuku from the Unity Party and say, John, what is going on is not right. So our involvement with the peace process and sensitizing our brother was something that we didn't rest on the election day. So going forward, Liberians as a whole, our market women, our mother, our sisters, our aunt, people from rural political institutions, Liberia is what we have. Ambassador George Mane, we are personal people Liberia have demonstrated peace, love of country. Let us rally around him. Let us give him a chance. Those developmental initiative that I have started, so we can continue with, so our country can be a better place. So Liberia can be that place where people used to, and where people want to come rest, they will prefer Liberia. Let this place be a place of home. Let the place remain to be the place of peace. We from the collaborating political party, simply we are resolved. Young people and our official, we are resolved. We are fully involved with the campaign. We have said, like I said unto you, O'Neill, our issue is not about meeting the president. We are young people of the 10 opposition youth leagues that join the CDC. We want to work till after the election. Our work will proved on November 14. We should have won the election. It is about time now we will be thinking about even meeting the hurricane of the cities. But going forward, our engagement is with the young people, the Revolutionary National Youth League of CDC. We are with them day and night. We will use our sweat and blood now in the negative way, in a positive way. We will give the message of peace, give the message of oneness, and we are together to ensure that President George Mane is re-elected.
All right.
In my concluding statement, I appreciate you for extending an invitation to us to share breakfast with you this morning. But additionally, we want to encourage our people. Don't get reluctant. It is very important. As I stated, it's your constitutional duty to ensure that you go and forth. So what we are doing, we are going to engage our people who are in District 16. A few days ago, we launched a voter education awareness. As you stated, there were too many invalid votes in the first round. So we are educating them on how to vote and why they should vote President George Mane. So we are saying this thing is about the country. We are going to make decisions for this country and for our children's future. So it's important that we all be a part of it. It is not time to shift the blame. President, we have done some things. We know all is not okay. No perfect country in the world. But what's more important is the decision will make have the ability to give the president another 6 years of political will in terms of providing governance of our state to make the necessary policies that are going to affect the Liberian people. So on the basis of that, we are encouraging the seditions, the reaction, our supporters, our sympathizers, and our colleagues who just join us. And we'd like to say thanks up to you guys. You did extremely well by deciding to give President we have the support. And on the basis of that, we can show the Liberian people that November 14th, President George will be voted overwhelmingly.
Okay.
Inaugurated as President of Public Library next year. And O'Neill, I hope you will be there to see us again.
Yeah.
Who say, let's keep the peace alive. Liberia is the only country that we have.
Great. Ruby L. George, Antonin, Cooper, both of the LP and that from LPDP. Yes, this is the Breakfast Show, 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia. Yes, let's take our break. Orange, Liberia's #1 official prize sponsor of the True Breakfast Show. Let's get our break. We'll come back. We'll bring the guys out from District #2 right here on the TBS this morning. In the midst of all
the country first.
Let's get our break. We'll be right back.
Starting today, why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily?
Supercharge your Canelo. Unleash the power. It's a turbo deal. Orange new deal.
Starting today, why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today.
Watch out for some fantastic, offers this holiday season in December next month, Orange Liberia. So much politics. Again, I want to encourage you. Those of you listening up on the Facebook, watching us live, you can search for Finding the Rhythms. Well, it's an effective gospel page. See all the latest Liberian gospel music, Liberian gospel videos, and all of that. It's Finding the Rhythm. Yes, Finding the Rhythm. Search for the page on Facebook. I mean, let's free your mind a little bit. Politics. Yeah, so Finding the Rhythm, and big up to this lady, Minister Anthony Pittman. I mean, she's doing it extremely well. So search for you on the Facebook, just like the page, and see all the latest there. Finding the Rhythms. Yeah, Finding the Rhythms. This is the TBS, and I've been going back and forth with this group in the studio, yeah, for district number 2, Montserrado County. Elections Commission, as a matter of fact, want to announce again, there are some cases at the legal section at the National Elections Commission. And district number 2, Montserrado County, is of no exception. Yes. So within the district, I'm hearing a lot of noise coming from the district. What is happening in that district? So Elections Commission, yes, Elections Commission want you to definitely take note what is happening in that district to other district. Those areas you have your legal team, going. It's good that you inform the public. But anyway, let's link up with the guys in the studio there. They'll introduce themselves. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. I'm Madiamon Gay Senior, the head of the concerned elders in District Number 2, Montserrado County.
Okay, let's do a roundtable.
Yes, good morning. I'm Godwin G. Kaffa, and I'm the youth chair for the concerned youth in District Number 2.
Okay, yeah, I like it's a concerned chair lady. Yeah, so within District 2, since the pronouncement of Elections Commission giving our results there. What is happening within the district?
Yeah, one of the best thing that the district number 2 people trying to do is to remain peaceful after their votes were temporarily with by some workers from the election commission, whether in their tally room, because what we noticed was we went to the booth and we voted, and at the voting day, there were precinct records and the tally sheets were placed on the wall, and other winners took away the pin sheet and whatsoever tally sheet that they can give to the first and second winner. Just to go find out that election commission want to challenge the citizen of Liberia by giving false result in district number 2. So these are the issues that are going on, and we have exceptions about it, and we will come up very strong with it. Just the introduction, so we will let for the police to talk before we come up with our position statement towards that author that the election commission decides to do.
Okay, what positions to be? Okay, so let me hit the hammer on the nail. The NEC have been announcing during their announcement they had Sekou Kanen, on the one.
Yeah.
Yes. Then they had Bishop Nina doing on the same thing. But I'm hearing different things within the district. Do you anticipate different result, or you are calling for a recount of the ballot paper as what is happening to NEC?
Okay. First of all, I want to verify that from the 1 up to the 5 it was Bishop Doan who have been tapping the rigs. 2 days to the entire day, Sekou Kanen just surfaced. Okay, now with the people of district number 2, we have come to inform the National Election Commission that we need a recount in district number 2. And there are several reasons why we need this recount in district number 2. Only you may be aware that district number 2 has 2 religions, the Muslim religion and that of the Christian religion. This is not about politics or where you're from, CDC or the party, but it is about the decision of the people to be respected. Now, district number 2, one of the reasons we strongly believe that we need a recount in district number 2 to avoid conflicts, to avoid violence in our district. We want this to be transparent. Now, we strongly believe that the NEC result pronouncement in district number 2 is not the decision of the people in district number 2. That result is not a result of the people. If the people vote, I believe the individual who they have credibility in to represent their constituent, that person should be voted for and that person should be recognized on the ballot paper. And that person, their vote should not be taken away to another person. This is why we are concerned citizens of district number 2. We have come to inform the National Election Commission that there is a need that district number 2 go for a recount. Now, district number 2, we have 19 precincts. 19 precincts, 128 polling places in district number 2. How can someone just suffix overnight in 2 days' time, just winning 3% within an entire district out of the 19? Then you pronounce the person, as they are tapping or they are in the league in the district. No, we say no to that because we are peaceful people. We want our district to be united. The Muslim community is waiting for the district to be united. The Christian community is waiting for the district to be united. Now, here's our case. Out of the 19 precincts, Sekou Kanen won 3 precincts in the district. Now, by winning the St. Francis and by winning the PCA, and he won the New Hope Academy. And now, Bishop Doyle was in the district who was contesting, won 9 good percent and a half. So possible is it that you just call Sekou Kanen name from the Blue Star that he is stopping the district, then you are tampering with the decision of the ordinary people. It's where we come. We say no, as concerned people. We want to speak to this issue that there is a need. Let go for a recount.
Is this matter? Is this matter in front of for the NEC or maybe just a decision for now? You guys from District 2. Is it an official matter in front of the NEC?
We from District number 2. We came to NEC to tell NEC that we need recount for District number 2 because what we noticed in District number 2, when we were listening to the news, we knew what was going on. We took 5 days. After the 5 days, in 2 days time, they announced Canada. So it shut up a lot the citizens of District number 2. And what you see, we came to the radio station to tell NEC that the citizens of District number 2 we need recount.
Okay, so are you aware that there is a procedure in doing so? One can just wake up and tell next day, well, go ahead and do recount for us. There are procedures that are there that will convince NEC whether some of the centers numbers the tally sheet was tampered with. If the legal section of Elections Commission finds it necessary into the matter, then they can have a recount or rerun of that area of the district.
Of course. We told NEC that some of the police center, the tally sheet was tainted. And NEC know they are aware of it.
So when you say you told NEC that, are you speaking up from the team of Dwayne or any of the candidate?
We was the citizen of District number 2. We were meet to the police center to receive our result.
Have you written your communication? That's what I mean. Have you seen your formal complaint to NEC? This is it. These are problems. I mean, the results you are announcing is far different from the one that is on the voting people who are asking for a recount. That's what I'm asking.
Yes. Of course, yes.
Have you sent your formal communication to NEC?
Yes, a formal communication was sent to NEC that the result they are announcing is different from what we.
When was it? When was it you said you wrote NEC?
The 17th of October.
October 17th.
17th of October. As we speak now, it's about 21 days.
Maybe you're not a candidate. You're not a candidate. This is what NEC. But what are the candidates who's close up? Of all of the candidates, since you come in as a concern, you represent Dorian, you represent Jimmy Smith. Just hold on. You don't represent Jimmy Smith. You represent Musa Sharif, any one of them. But just as a concerned citizen, which of the candidates coming so close that you feel that if we have a recount, this person will win it on that?
Okay, let me give you the place back voting accounts that District number 2 stands to look at. In the first place, District number 2 voted the election day, and we came up from the total tally sheet that Bishop J. Nimland Dunn was able to win with the vote of 9,444 total votes for the entire 19 precincts. And Sekou Kone next to Bishop Dunn was able to win about 9,127 votes, where we do our calculation and the aggregate or the numbers above Sekou Kone was about 317 votes in favor of Bishop Dunn. Now, when the Election Commission went to work in their record rooms, they decided to auto change. In that change, the auto, they make us to understand that Bishop Dunn's vote had reduced from 9,444 to 9,432. So Sekou Kone Uno vote now from 9,127 had increased to 9,965. Now, we also, the citizens of District number 2, who are looking at peace, because Sekou Kone from Unity Party and Joseph Baga already make us to understand that when they don't win, like there will be no Liberia. So we also are concerned of how we can protect our peace, because our nation.
No, hold on. I don't want us to go in this way. You know, this is District number 2 matter. Yeah. Hold on. Let's do it the District number 2 way. Since you wrote the communication to, the National Elections Commission, maybe NEC is saying, well, you people are not candidates, all right? You people are just concerned citizens, but we have temporary staff, those who have worked with the commission. we have the candidates should be the ones, in fact, having some disagreement and writing a legal section. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, anyway, I'm sorry for mentioning the presidential candidate I don't want me to go to. But we, the citizens, to tell you the clear truth, Bishop Dwayne should be responsible to write. And Bishop Dwayne did wrote on the 17th. The communication came from Bishop Dwayne. We, the concerned citizens, while we come on the radio, Bishop Dwayne wrote, they went to the magistrate level, at the county level, and they hear the case, and there was a magnitude in the case, and that case was pushed to the headquarters of the election commission, and the election commission start creating some delay title by telling us that a hearing officer mother died, and they want to tell us that election commission has only a single hearing officer who mother will die and the country will not go no.
That one next to you.
That's why postpone the activity, and today again by 10 o'clock there will be a hearing today on that.
So what can you wait? What can you wait for the final hearing for the Board of Commissioners for Elections Commission? If it's it, this is hold on. If you're not satisfied, the next place is the Supreme Court. Can we do this?
We can't wait is because Sekou Kone is going in the communities and telling people thank you for voting as a winner. And we don't want for our district to be used as a violent tracker. Because most of the citizens are saying if the election commission will not conduct recount and the result remain like that, the second round presidential voting will not be peaceful. And we don't want for our brother to get damaged in our district. If the Nigerian people want to auto change with the election commission records to auto change people vote, it should not be in our district because we don't want chaos in our district. That's how we the concerns are coming now. Election commission should conduct their recount process where all the citizens will be present and the result will be clear. Then the winner, and then we will protect the winner now. But if you leave it undone, you don't want to go for the recount process, and then somebody will be passing the community, telling people thank you that I'm the winner. The person is purporting. So that's what we don't want. That's why we, the concerned citizens, are in radio today and spending our money and wasting our efforts now on the issue because we want peace in the country. That's the main issue.
That's the main issue in the midst of all country first. Country first, district first, county first, everywhere first, Liberia first. We can go back to those days. But you also head, community head, whatever, chairman, see your lady in there as well. In terms of you doing the non-violence message now, what is it you telling the people? Can we wait for the legal team for Elections Commission? Let them come up with the final saying, can we wait, exercise this patient?
As you said, 10 o'clock this morning.
Yeah, 10 o'clock this morning, NEC will come out. Can you say this to support us or also from the various camp?
Okay. You know, they have been count. The people of district number 2 have been count. The waited patient day and the process is in court. But what I want to say is that this issue have gone before the Board of Commissioners.
Have the board come out with final ruling?
They have gone before the board.
Have the board come out with final ruling and said, hold on. Have the board come out with final ruling and say, well, all of your claims against this man not winning, I think we trash it or we'll have a recount. Have the board come out with a final ruling on this matter?
Oh, this is what we are saying as a citizen. Yeah, this is what we are saying as concerned citizens of district number 2 or resident. We are saying that there should be a recount in district number 2 to avoid conflicts. Because now, why Sekou Kane is rejecting the recount? This is our point. Why Sekou Kane is rejecting the recount? If Sekou claims that he won the election, then that be a recount. It is mandatory. If the candidate is not certified and the people feel threatened within a district, that at least they have the right to call for a recount. Is what we are saying. But this issue I've gone before NEC about 21 days now ago, and NEC is not saying anything to it. NEC is just playing their ear when you go before the Board of Commissioners. Board of Commissioners will send it to the hearing officer. The hearing officer mothers will die. Liberia is now a playful country. We should not play fun with our democracy. We are fought hard to keep the peace, to maintain this peace. We want this peace to reign in our country and in our district. So we are asking NEC. Sekou Kane are not the one to be rejecting the recount. Sekou Kane should have a tally sheet. You know, when we the community go follow this case, we notice that Sekou is claiming to win this election, but now Sekou has no tally sheet. They asked Sekou to submit all of his tally sheet, the 19 precinct, 128 polling places. Sekou cannot submit anything. He said he have no tally sheet. But what Sekou is saying that he won't recount. So what basis are they telling us that Seku arrived at that number? It is by changing the center's numbers. It is by erasing some of the numbers, like to carry tempo. We noticed that the pink sheet that were put up for the public were tampered with. So while Seku Kana will claim that he win election and refusing to bring his tally sheets.
This process comes with a lot of evidence. Indeed, I don't know what your candidate was to in terms of providing all evidence to NEC, because this process is about evidence, though. It's not just about talking.
It's not about your candidate. It's about the candidate that contested the election.
How long you been doing this? In 2017, did the same thing before Jimmy Smith won the district.
I did it in 2017. I did it, and we advocated. And at the end of the day, the winner was the winner. It's what we won. It's about evidence, as you said, right? Yes. Bishop Doyen has his evidence. According to what we follow, Bishop Doyen submitted his 19 president tally sheets, 128 polling places, and submitted it. But Seku is saying he has no tally sheet. There's no tally sheet to give account of.
So you're acting for the recount of the tally sheet or the ballot paper? Which one?
We are asking the recount for the ballot paper.
The ballot paper you want to be counted for. So in order for this to be done, next you have a substantial claims to say yes, we'll have a recount of this ballot paper. Let's have a recount.
Yes, okay, my dear brother. You see, this is where we are also looking up to NEC. Although NEC is very responsible, we know today their response will come in that direction, because our fear is if NEC, who then that's a call in the process, will delay this way and say, okay, this is a result, because there's truth that there was a fire play. Even some of the things that we don't even want that servicing is there are some people who work with election commission and somebody from election commission who is supervising district number 2 in the election commission will say we saw S person work before with a candidate in his private business area, and you are being hired by election commission, you conducted your service during the voting day, we will not even pay you. These are means like Daniel have not received pay, and even Sarah Boru is noted of not receiving pay. Like Sarah Boru in a case, they said Sarah Boru is a chief of officer to Bishop Doyen, contesting. Decided to.
So you gotta have the tally sheet, all the tally sheets for all of the centers you have in your possession.
Yes,
you have all the tally sheets, all of the Vero pulling the precincts. I mean, you got all the tally sheets in your possession. What the NEC is announcing is different from what is on the tally sheet. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, the tally sheet. What makes it possible in the advocacy?
Do you have the tally sheet first? Do you have a tally sheet of all of the centers?
Yes. Everybody who went to the voting process, when you win centers, they gave you tally sheet. And Bishop Doyen dominated almost all of the centers. So even before we can come to the radio station, we also audited Bishop Doyen information, because we don't want somebody to purport any false. Explain to us all of the tally sheet, because he dominated many polling centers.
You asked for Musa Sharuna tally sheet. You asked for Jimmy Smith tally sheet.
The truth that I'm telling
you, asked for every tester tally sheets.
To the hearing center today, all of the tally sheet will be available, because we don't want to be passing around with election commission material so that we can be the one that are authoring all of violence activity. But if you go to the hearing center today, all of the tally sheet will be available. We assess everything, and we saw that there were other changes. Some of the changes they made was Seku connect to some center, he has 08, and the message were about 98. The 0, the corrector A with 9, looking at the 0, and just put a T there so that it can be the 9, and it becomes on 98. And some areas of Bishop Doyen area where he has about 300 plus, they will change the 300 to just a single one. So it reduces from 300 straight to 100 plus. So these are records that we saw, and this is what making us to have the magnitude that recounts should be noted, because it's in the confines of law, where there's a conflict of figures on a paper different from the tally sheet that election commission is looking at. You go for recount. So election commission, the 2 result on their own paper is different from what on the tally sheet that they gave on the voting day. That's what we are saying. Now let's reconcile by recount. So election commission is a caveat that we are sending there. Let them go for recount because we don't want our district to be used as a tracker.
Okay, so today will be the final hearing. Will you people be in attendance? Yes.
We'll be there because we want to protect peace in our district. We want to protect all the business people. Our Madame Gay will not stay in district number 2 for violence to erupt there, for business people to lose, for Liberian minds to be confused again, and other people will go, maybe by pressure, will start receiving unforeseen day value who even what they didn't reach to, and they just go on a shout. That's why we are telling Sekou Kone to don't go to any community to purport that you are the winner. If you want to do so to tell people, thank you, let election commission give you a certificate first.
Yes.
Because we don't want for you to go to any community when they flush in there, they say, oh, because it's a unity party thing that CDC did it. No, we don't want that one. If anyone will be violent, let's go through the law. If you feel that you win, let also do the recount. The recount is the easier thing. You only be in the ballot box, all the ballots are there. You go through it. If even they will say a person with another candidate can win, because for me, I don't trust the election commission where I can see them doing that kind of cheating. I expected them with a good credential for them to do a good work. Why they don't want to go for?
I mean, you could make a good campaign manager. Look, you said what's her name? Hold on. What's her name?
Senior.
McDaniel? Madiama could make a good campaign manager. Yes, McDaniel definitely. I'm definitely going to follow up this matter. It's not just district number 2, Monserrado County. There are other districts too. I mean, hearing cases are before the legal section of the National Elections Commission. So my professional advice to you would be, let's wait. Let's hear what will be the final results from the hearing office from the Elections Commission. If any party is not satisfied, the next place to go is what? At the Supreme Court. So let's take parting comments with fast stretch of time. I'm going to follow on this matter. Let's start off with the lady there. Yes, your parting comments should include a non-violence message for our country. Go ahead.
Yes. I want to tell the district number 2 to remain calm until we can go for the hearing today. Let them be peaceful there. No one should get on the street until NET can tell us who owns district number 2.
Okay. You know, to speak to that little issue before my parting comment, there's a lady called Gertrude Kamara. She serves as the supervisor in district number 2 during the electoral process. You know, she is the one who is not paying people because she saw them are probably working along with Bishop Doan. Her name is Gertrude Kamara. She was the ES. Okay, now to the point. The peace-loving people of district number 2 will remain kind, but there's a conjunction. If NEC will refuse,
just take your parting comment with a peaceful message. We want you to, you alone, You want a national, hold on. Your non-violent message, you wait for NEC, let's hear for it, but don't put like you're threatening the commission. Yes, don't do that.
Not threatening the commission, but it's about the peace of our district. It's about the peace we are.
So how do you know that maybe at this final hearing from Elections Commission they will call for a recount of the ballot paper? So keep all comment, let it be reserved.
It's my
like the lady have done. Why can't you make the same comment? Maybe the final hearing for Elections Commission will say, well, let's have a recount of the ballot paper. Then all what you have just said. So yes,
the concerned citizens of district number 2 have waited patiently. So if in this case has spent 21 days now in court. So if they will not see reason to conduct a recount, we will not stop the people.
Go to the Supreme Court.
Yes, we will not. No, not Supreme Court. I'm talking about NEC hearing office. We will not stop the people, right? The people has the right to protest for a recount, and we are talking this without fear or favor. If NEC refuse to conduct a recount in district number 2 on Thursday, the people will get in the street. They will protest, and they will not leave the.
And you'll be heavily resistant. Hold on. Let's take parting comment. I can't lie you do this. No, I can't lie you do this. I mean, stop that. Well, this country is a country of law. Anything you understand from the next, you dissatisfied, the next place to go is where? At the Supreme Court. We shouldn't do so. Yes, let's take parting comment from our last person there.
Okay, as the head of the concerned Elder Council of District Number 2, Macerado County, I would like to plead to all citizens, because I heard from 7 different communities, groupings, that they were wanted to protest, and we told them we'll be in studio today. Thank God that we are successful in studio.
Correct.
Liberians in District Number 2, please remain calm, because the Election Commission is mature, and there's an international communities working along with those professionals, Liberians. And the good thing I saw, many commissioners that I saw, they have the portfolio, and they are also experienced people who have year in, years out experience in the Republic with age. These are not the playboys and the playgirls that I saw in the Election Commission. Although money can change in some level, that we are saying that the vote process are being auto-changed. But the recount process, that is an easier process that District Number 2 will not be used, should be observed. And even to the candidate who complained, Bishop Doan, if the Election Commission will accept the bribe and they will not give your result, go to Supreme Court. This is why Supreme Court is independent and is a higher court.
Correct.
Let the Supreme Court come down too. And even when the Supreme Court will come down to say, okay, yes, there's an order change, but it's not sufficient, and it can't change the citizen or the Election Commission process to go for recount, I want you to be peaceful and calm to accept that result.
Very well.
All the citizens of District Number 2 who want to carry on protest, we're begging you that the recount process should be noted, and the way of law should be followed by Bishop Doyen getting money. If possible, when you store your credit, Bishop Doyen, to go to Supreme Court if you don't have the money, so that the process can go through the civil matter. And we don't want the position that the citizens are also stating that when there's no recount and the illegal process don't take place, there will be no second round voting for presidential candidate in District Number 2. We don't want chaos. So we also talking to the two parties. Sekou Kone should be able to accept recount. Bishop Doyen, please accept recount. Election Commission, please go to recount, or forward your information to the Election Commission, so that the violence that will run election day on the presidential revote can't take place in District Number 2, because our businesses, our residents, and our students, we don't want anyone to go helter-skelter in that direction.
All right.
Citizen here, Madame Oge has spoken and will remain peaceful. All Number 2, remain peaceful and let us observe the process for life.
Thank you. That man could make a good campaign.
Thank you. Very
Madame Gay. Yes. I mean, this country is a country of law. Anything you understand after that, go to the Supreme Court. Remember the Supreme Court put a halt to Thomas 12, right? In District 11, he didn't contest any election.
Yeah.
It was a Supreme Court decision. So they say, so they're saying those of you who want to protest, please don't do so. The candidate who's coming close to win that district, Doyen, I hope to get to Bishop Doyen right after this interview. If the hearing don't play in your favor, you don't satisfy, please move on to the Supreme Court. Let's get our break. Orange Liberia.
Before going for break, only I placed a call to you the weekend, right? I tweeted I was at the NEC office where I went talk with the District 4 representative as from Nima County. He was there fighting fighting his case. There are other cases there, you know, and the NEC taking
the legal section team of elections next legal section, right? Yeah, inform the public. How many cases do we have, right? Let the public know what is happening. There's power, everybody attention to this runoff, but guess what? You have some districts who say some dissatisfaction. They have been taken over to the legal section of the National Elections Commission.
And they are set up 4 o'clock this afternoon for the kids for Mike Gibby County, District 1, CDC candidate, Mary Ivan Donda.
Oh, she talking there too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, we have a case there. So 4 o'clock will be the final. Yeah.
All right, let's get a break. Orange, the fastest moving network. I got some amazing offers. Right after this break, I'll be telling what's up with Orange. They have some big offers for this peak holiday season that's coming up. Don't go away. We'll be right back with our base.
Starting today, why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted. Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted? Fun, money, family, work. No network keeps you connected to it all, quite like Orange. It's all about what matters to you. Orange. Starting today. Why not have a little more fun? Why not use money this easily? Why not get even closer to family? Why not work how you've always wanted?
When it comes to communication in Liberia, Orange is number one.
Orange is the best. Orange is the best. Oh, Orange is the best.
Orange is the best.
Strongest network, widest coverage.
Orange is the best.
Fastest internet speed.
Orange is the best.
People, Orange is the best. Yes, Orange is the best.
Lamakitie, Naratama, please woo. Company Guinea, that's a boga Orange. Top of number one. So we need to.
Company Tita, my Orange, I don't got it best.
Orange, will not use their telephone on phone.
Reliable, trusted, and dependable.
Orange is about 7. Yeah, Orange is wrong.
Orange is the best.
Okay, this is the TBS right here on 96.1. The heart and soul of Liberia. Again, those of you want to announce Orange Liberia, the fastest moving network, enjoy 50% discount on all selected smartphones at our stores and POS available at Orange. Yes, take advantage of this. Big flexing with 50% Orange Air Box. Yes, it's been sold for $23 instead of $45. Those of you use your Wi-Fi and you want to travel, and you get the Orange Air Box sold for $23 instead of the $45. Yes, it's available at all stores and POS centers around the country. Yes, this is the TBS 96.1. You can also search for Finding the Rhythms, like the page on Facebook, Finding the Rhythms, and it's an amazing gospel features just for you. Yeah, Finding the Rhythms. Yes, like the page, and let's get going. Well, we have this last segment guest in our studio. This time around, I have to go out there and greet them. The contested also presidential candidates, but this time around, well, they have not given the support to out of the two political parties. But guess what? They're saying protect your voice. Protect your voice. Protect your voice. Well, so we have independent candidate Robert Morris, yes, with us, and of course, the face of the African Liberation League, Reverend Sarah Yenti, live with us on the last segment of the True Breakfast Show, 96.1. My name is O'Neill, in the midst of our country friends. Good morning, welcome. Great seeing all of you back. Good morning, welcome to the TBS.
Good morning, and thank you for having us in studio this morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's do a round table. So we always say ladies and gentlemen. So this time around, we're gonna start out with the female in that. Let's have a self-introduction. Yes, we'll get back.
As you said, I am Reverend Sarah Nyanti, and I'm here today as a founder and conceptualizer of Protect LIB Votes, and that's the purpose of today's meeting or today's interview.
Okay.
And I'm Robert F. Morris, independent candidate, a presidential candidate, former independent presidential candidate, and it just ended general elections. And I'm also supporting the Protect the LIB Votes, and that's why I'm here today.
Dax Elliott is the name, and a civil society actor. It's my pleasure to be a part of this great initiative.
Okay, so just give us a backdrop. Reverend Yenti, can tell us why is it Protect LIB? I like how you just gave the just the acronym Protect LIB Votes. Yes, let's go ahead.
And so, just as you said, as a background, where we came from, primarily this started initially back in July as a concept of bringing together political parties to work together to protect and safeguard the votes of the Liberian people. That was the initial, and that brought together several political parties. If you can recall, when I initiated that, several parties came to the table. Many of them signed. We signed on August 28th, I believe, the MOU to protect and safeguard the votes of the Liberian people. Well, fast forward to today, we went through the October 10th elections, and we continue the conversation, not only with those who signed, but those who are interested in protecting and safeguarding the votes of Liberian people. And then what we have evolved into is more of a civil society, citizens movement, where we want to work together to see how we can contribute meaningfully to ensuring that we strengthen our democracy. And so the issue of protecting the votes comes from that background, but where it is right now, it's not about a party, it's not political, it's non-political, non-partisan, and it's about how we as Liberians take responsibility for our democracy to strengthen our democracy.
Okay, so Morris, someone's concerned now. This group is doing endorsement, another group endorsing, then you people on the other side protect your vote.
Yeah, so only you can look at it like we're endorsing Liberia because without our votes being protected, all of the endorsement would not mean anything. We saw and we continue to see high numbers of invalid votes. We see very little voter education prior to elections, and we took those things for granted. And those things do impact elections. And if you're not educating the voters, then the elections are not very meaningful. So we feel that it's paramount, it's important, while everybody else are focused on, arguably important things. Also, we feel that it's also important to ensure that each and every Liberian should be equipped to be able to vote appropriately, to know what the voting process entails, what you can do, what you cannot do. Some people are doing a lot of things that are very basic, but they just haven't been educated that these things are not supposed to be done or these things should be done. And that's why we're here. That's why I feel that this initiative is an extremely important one, not just for this election, not just for today, but for posterity going forward, turning it into an institution and making sure that we strengthen our whole voting population within the Republic of Liberia.
Okay, so the guy from the civil society, no, is this something strange to you? I mean, you see two familiar faces, say, well, let's make this happen for our country. I mean, is this something strange? Protect your vote, protect your vote.
Well, in times like these, when the interests of our country should be placed above the self, this is time you see, who's there for the country. It's not about politics. It's about the process and the people. as I've learned from our vision bearer here, seated by me, she said it's about the process and the people and not the self. So it brings me no surprise that she is an embodiment of the interests of the people and not just herself, to be engaged with activities such as these around the time when many people who participated in the just ended election are doing endorsement of political actors. She is saying what is crucial is not endorsement. What is crucial is endorsing the interests of the people. And what is the interest of the people? The democratic will, the consent that gives rise to legitimacy, that in terms lead to what you call democratic governance. So I'm not actually surprised at all. I'm only, put into extra zest, but the sincerity and commitment she brings to the table, galvanizing personal energies and resources, and bringing people around the table to see how we can enhance our democracy by ensuring the votes, the real votes of the people are protected.
Okay, so let's go back to a very best lawyer. I mean, what are the feedbacks you have there? I mean, both comes from the ordinary voters, the regular voters, that is the elections commission. What are the feedbacks since after the election, the general election, October 10th? The next day, well, you on with this campaign, protect your vote, protect your vote. What are the feedbacks?
So, what I believe in terms of what we've heard, and I think I speak to Mr. Morris and Mr. Elliott and so forth, and since we've been having these conversations, the feedback is positive. People do believe that we have weaknesses in our systems, which we do. And this is about system strengthening. It's about election integrity and making sure that the elections are reflective of key elements of election credibility and transparency. You need to have inclusive elections, competitive elections. You need to have accountability in elections. We need to make sure that everybody has access to the electoral system, and they have access with understanding, with knowledge, as Mr. Morris was saying earlier. So this is about how we come together to do this, and if the response has been positive. A lot of people want to participate, they don't know how to participate. People want to see a strengthened democracy, they don't know how to. And so this is a starting point, as Mr. Morris said. This is not about round one of the elections. This now, when they first started back in July, when I came up with the idea, it was about going into the elections October 10th. But I've always said October 10th was an event.
But this was something very difficult. I mean, you call various political party in the first round of the election. Let's make this happen. I mean, you got like every political party was still going on their own.
We did do some things together. There were 9 points in the agreement, and we did implement 2 of the points in the agreement. So let's look at the positive, right? For something that's never happened in our politics before. We've never had the words protect the votes in our politics before. So this was something new. And unfortunately, people see it now as something that's for their party, something political. No. And as Mr. Morris said, this is about us endorsing Liberian people and saying we want to support the Liberian people to participate actively in the democracy. People shouldn't get tired and leave from the voting precinct. People shouldn't be at the voting precinct and be intimidated and not know what to do about it. Protect the vote is not about saying one party should have votes counted over the other. Protect the vote is saying that when a person gets up in the morning and they go into the polling precinct, they should be confident that when they're leaving the house with the intent of voting for somebody, they will have full knowledge and information on how to go about doing it, so their vote will not be counted as invalid, so that they will not go and change their vote because somebody intimidated them, and they will understand how to go about all of the processes. So it's not only about poll watching. Ultimately, we'll get to poll watching, but for now, we're focused on advocacy. And as Mr. Morris said earlier, this is not about this election only. We want to see a citizens movement where we take responsibility for our democracy, and we have volunteers that will volunteer to teach people at the community level, volunteer to educate people at the polling station that morning, tell them going in, if this happens, your vote will be invalid. And this is what it's about. It's about Liberians taking responsibility for Liberia. And we hope to strengthen this and make this, institutionalize this to a point where by elections that will come up for senators, we will have a full, mechanism in place for 2029 elections. So this is not about an event. This is about a process and a people.
Okay, so Honorable Morris, for the ordinary man who's listening to the radio, those who listen in Palala, Salala, Ganta, all parts of Liberia, say, what do people mean by protect your vote? You care to explain that in the most simplest way? I mean, someone is listening, say, well, These are two presidential candidates who contested. Now they are back with us and all the teams saying, protect your vote. How can you explain it in the simplest term?
The simplest term I'll be able to explain it to the most common people is protecting your vote. Imagine if you have a young child, your child, the same way you will protect your child, because that child is your hope, your aspiration, your future, your entire posterity. That's what that child represents. And you will protect that child as the same way you should protect your vote, because it is your hope. It is your future, the future of this country. That is where the power lies, in your vote. You cannot say, I will not vote, or you will not be able to say, I'm going to vote, but I know all of the processes associated with voting. I remember being here several times, and we talked about this, O'Neill, and we said that, October 10 will come and go, but the common denominator is Liberia. I remember you making mention about not cutting to be too deep, because, to go future. I remember those, and we have gotten to that point. But what we are saying is people should be able, all of the people around, okay, all of the people from Kakata all the way to Logatu, from Bo all the way to Hoffman Station, people, everyone should be able to know that when you go to the voting booth, you have the power. Do not be intimidated. Understand that if you see people in the line offering people money or whatever, inducements, or trying to get people cars, people don't even know that they can stand up and raise an alarm and say, look, report this person. People don't know that. People don't know that when they go in the vote, somebody tell them, no, you vote for this person or vote for that person. People don't understand that simple thing. People don't understand that you shouldn't sell your voting cards or allow somebody to come and pay you to photocopy them. This is what we're trying to get across to people, and we don't want it to be just an event. It has to now be institutionalized. We're going to have some by-elections, undoubtedly. We're going to have midterm elections. This thing is not going to be like how, people go to church on the last day of the year. People who we never seen church before the last day of the year, you see all of them back in the church. No, we're not going to do it like that. We want to make this thing where you're going to be going every Sunday. We wanted to make it regular and institutionalize it so that people will understand how and what the power they have and how to exercise that power.
Sure. And just to add up to what Maurice just said, democracy is a multifaceted instrument of governance. It has election, it has governance, it has accountability of power, and too many other aspects of democracy that it has. But the fundamental of the entire process of democracy is election. So, like the saying goes, giggle in or garbage in, garbage out. If the election process is not properly managed, it gives rise to a bad government coming to power that doesn't feel accountable to the people. And that government is accountable to the people who brought it to power. In that direction, the people's interests are not met. Governance is poor, accountability of power is poor. And then soon after, we start to dance on the rope of instability, because people start to, get into the street and protest because the action of the government doesn't represent their will and pleasure. So government must be about the consent of the people. So this is why we take key interest in ensuring that our election processes are clean and should represent everything that are enshrined in our laws concerning elections. That those who are acting, the participants, the electorates, and the candidates are playing according to the rules laid down in our elections law. For example, we talk about campaign financing ceiling. These are places where we will also be looking at. We're talking about access to state institutions by actors, political actors. It should not be few people benefiting from what everyone should benefit from. Equal time, equal access to state institutions during election time. We're also going to be cautioning people against the wrong way to vote. As you just observed in the last election, we had about 5 to 6% invalid vote. We think it was as a result of people not knowing how to vote. This is why some people are already calling for audit of vote, of invalid votes. So we think if we are hell-bent on ensuring that the right thing is done during election time, we'll have avoided all of these misunderstandings and then put our democracy on the better footing for the betterment of all.
Okay, great, for the betterment of all. Now let's go to business. You have 15 counties. I mean, any of you can answer this. How this going to work? Liberia is not just Montserrat. You have to go to Nimba, Bapolu, Lofa. I mean, just everywhere. If this going to work, that protect your vote will not just be in Montserrat. Let's look at how it's going to work. I mean, we're best we can answer this one.
Well, what we're starting with is ensuring that, first of all, we can provide information tools, public service announcements, and so forth. We're doing animations with with voiceover to explain simple things to people, what to expect when you go to the polling precinct, what is abnormal, what is not abnormal, how to report it. People don't even know that there's an officer there at the precinct where you can report, irregularities or report intimidation, or people telling you, give me your voting card, or people trying to buy your food and all those kinds of things. That there's somebody you can report it to. People don't know that. I didn't know that when I went to the polling precinct. Let me be honest with you, So at the end of the day, it's about us continuing to educate ourselves, all of us. And it's not about the educated and the uneducated, it's about all of us, making sure that the volumes of information and net posts out there, that we put it into simple English where people can understand. We can't do it all. And we can't do it all everywhere. It's a starting point. And what we intend to do is start with information dissemination.
Okay, so I just read the messages going around. I thought on elections day. Okay.
Informations through social media and so forth, but also we're looking for volunteers. We're calling for volunteers who want to volunteer to go to the precincts to do education outside the precincts and so forth. We don't, because we are behind the.
It's a difficult journey, a difficult one to do. I mean, we need to see the protect your vote people in their own safety in the jackets, moving around on elections day. Are you taking forward to that?
Yes, and expecting you or need to help us to raise funds.
Protect your vote. Have you reached out to Elections Commission? Maybe you have reached out to Elections Commission and say, Elections Commission, with due to all, you want to do a free, fair, transparent election. But this is a team, a neutral team, you're called Protect Your Vote. Is it possible we have some live funding to empower my team cut across the 15 counties?
We haven't asked Elections Commission for funding, but we have reached out to Elections Commission to understand the process for getting approval to get access to the polling precincts. We have reached out to the ECC as well, looking at how we could partner, if it was possible to partner. And we'll continue reaching out. We've spoken to other election observer missions and so forth, and letting them know what we're trying to do. So again, O'Neill, we want to make sure that volunteers are available to go to precincts to help to give education and so forth. We don't have the resources to do it everywhere. It's a starting point. And letting Liberian people know that we have to take responsibility for our decisions. We have to take responsibility for our democracy. That's not somebody else's job to fix it. All of us got to fix it. And so this is about that. And I listened to you all earlier talking about trucking. And I was remembering coming from Banga on October 8th, coming from Banga and seeing the number of trucks going up towards Bong, Lofa, and so forth, and just seeing the amount of people, just like animals in trucks, inhumane conditions, being taken across the country. And I watched that thing with tears. I was asking myself, how can somebody let their father, their mother, their relatives get in these trucks like this, like animals, to be taken across to serve somebody's purpose? Now we're going to round 2. The people's votes are not being protected. How do they get back there to vote? How do they get back there to vote? This is what we're talking about. There are many issues. It's not about a party. It's about a people, and how we make sure that people understand this voting process here is about your future and where you live, how you make sure you have access to your rights where you live. Or somebody take you and carry you to the area to serve their purpose, to elect them, and they bring you back. What happens to you? So all of this there's so much we need to work with, in terms of educating our people.
Yes.
Trucking, you got to take into consideration its impact on the overall aspect of election. So in the second round of election, presidential election, what do we expect to see? Like she said, the people who were talked earlier allegedly by senatorial representative candidate, are not going to be going there again on the expense of those people, because they have already left the process, except presidential candidates who want to get involved with, overshadowing the cost to get them to where they initially registered to vote in the first round of the election. So if you look at that, in the first round, during the registration, we had 2.400 plus million people registering to participate in the process. The election results prove that we have full 1,949,000
Yes.
participating in the process. That's the first.
Probably we're going to have less than that number.
People who were supposedly participated. Now that there's going to be difficulty in getting them to where they initially voted, registered to vote, because those people who took them there are no longer in the process. The impact is going to be felt on the number. So instead of having 1,900,000+, you could have 1 million, a little over that amount participating in the process. Overall, it affects the democracy because it reduces the number of people going to vote to give consent. Well, 500,000 persons participate in an election for which 2-point-something million people are registered, and then out of the 500,000, we're finding 50% plus one, or the number that can make somebody to win. If you look at that amount, it's very small compared to the population, the overall population. So we'll not be having, a very strong democracy like you see in India, the largest democracy in the world. The number of persons who go to the poll to vote is too large. So we can't have that number here. So we're trying to discourage vote, going to vote by being trucked. We're encouraging people to remain where they reside, to register there and vote. We think their vote will have impact and having impact in other places where they are trucked to vote.
Okay, yes. With just 9 days to go, where are we so far with this Protect Your Vote? I don't remember. Morris can answer. Yenti can answer. 9 days to go. This is something new to our country, to our people. As a matter of fact, Protect Your Vote. Well, the two political parties now in the runoff are so concerned. Which of them is going to win this election? With just 9 days to go, how far?
Well, and you keep saying 9 days to go. For our purposes, it's not just 9 days. Okay. What we're talking about is the seasoning we want to put in for perpetuity. Okay, this thing that should continue. 9 days is part of it. Is the starting point. Monrovia was not built in a day.
That's just the first shot.
It's just the first shot. We're starting. This is the beginning point to let people know some of the important things. You see, when we start talking about protective votes, people don't understand. They think it's an event. It's not. Okay, all of these issues that we have now cataloged that have affected the voting results adversely, because when you take somebody, for instance, you just make mention of trucking. When you take somebody from their home and you take them somewhere else, let's say from Margibi, and you take them to Bond County, that means that district and the county in general losing all of those votes. The result of the votes in that district then and in the county is not reflective of Margibians' desires and hopes. So what we are saying, we are going to start to engage people, not just once, not just for the night, but continuously, so that way before election, people will be educated on the adverse nature of trucking, and that you don't submit yourself to trucking because you're eating for 1 day in order to starve for a whole year. These are the kinds of things we're talking about, institutionalizing it.
Sure.
So for round two, where we are now, and thanks to Mr. Morris, who's been leading on this aspect of it, we have already the animations with the voiceover that we're finalizing, and we hope to be sharing it with members of the Protect LIB Votes team for their final inputs, so we get it out as soon as possible, talking about what voters should look out for and things like that. So those are already ready. I would say in draft, we should be getting something finalized very soon to send out. And where we are also now is calling for volunteers, and we've gotten volunteers from different counties. I'm glad to see. So now trying to organize those volunteers into where they can go and so forth. So we've started. And I want to say something that is very important, only which we don't think about, which is the issue of how lack of access and lack of active participation in electoral processes leads to post-election violence. Mm-hmm. This is very important. And this is one of the things we want to contribute to. We want to contribute to ensuring that people feel as if they have enough information, they feel as if they're being supported, so that at the end of the day, when we have results being read to us by NEC, people will then take responsibility and say, yes, I voted this way, or, yes, I had access to information and so forth. It will reduce the tension. It will reduce the amount of people wanting to disagree and so forth. If they disagree, they will have better understanding that there's a legal pathway and so forth. This is very important for our peace. Very important for our peace. And you can imagine if people don't have access to their rights, people don't have access to vote, or people feel cheated and so forth, when results come that they don't like, they'll respond negatively. And all of us have a responsibility to reduce tensions and reduce, possibility for post-election violence. So we're here on that national cause. We are here with Liberia first. At the end of the day, I continue to say this is about a process and a people. It's not about a position and power, and it's not about a political party. It's about us as Liberians, how we start to now change the way we approach issues, how we bring ourselves together to try to take responsibility for our own development. And electoral processes are critical, and they're the pathway, the gateway to development. And our people need to understand that. And the more we educate people on that, they will actually value their vote. They will actually hold their vote sacred. That's what we wanted to protect their own votes, protect it, safeguard it like a baby, so that you use it to inform choices that will change the situation for you and your children tomorrow. And for us, this is something that's a worthy cause. It's non-political, because at the end of the day, Liberia, we face it for ourselves. We spoil it for ourselves. So you better we face it together.
Okay. Yes, we face it for ourselves. We spoil it for ourselves. Well, this is it right here on the True Breakfast Show. In terms of you asking for volunteers, those who want to work as a volunteer, other numbers maybe people can call. Yes, I want to be part of this team. Yes, protect your vote. And besides that, yes, hold on. Besides that, have you been able to reach out to the two political parties that are in the runoff?
Yes, we have. We have spoken with Unity Party, spoken with CDC, spoken with Mr. President, and so forth, just letting them know that Protect LIB vote is not against anyone. It's actually in support of us strengthening the electoral system and so forth. So I've shared with them. I even invited them to invest in Protect LIB vote, and so forth, just to let everybody know that this is.
Did they buy into it?
Why can nobody?
Are they saying, well, we'll have our own pool washer? Don't forget about that.
At the end of the day, what I would say is that this is a new concept in our democracy, and people still see things as their party versus another party. So we who are in the middle line, focusing on the Liberian people and focusing on how we bring ourselves together in ensuring strengthening our democracy, we take the charge. We continue moving forward and hope that many people will join us. Hope that many people will see the need to participate, to volunteer. Email protectlibvotes@gmail.com. Protectlibvotes@gmail.com.
Okay. Yes, so with time are fast spent with us, protect your vote. I mean, it's a good one. And as a radio network, definitely will be there with you. I mean, announcing and encouraging Liberians as well to work. With your meeting with Elections Commission quickly, what the next steps for you? Despite you didn't ask them for fund, you need accreditation, you need to have access to all of the precincts across the country. What was the feedback?
They did. I got a positive feedback about the process to go through for us to have access to observe inside the polling precincts. We're not sure that we can fulfill all of that in this short time. So what we're working on is outside the precinct and how we can ensure that we educate people outside the precinct and so forth for this round two, and then see by the next elections how we can have a very strong footing inside and outside the precincts.
Okay, so that's it. 2 minutes up to 10 o'clock. Let's take part in comment. We'll start out with the civil society guy. Then move on to Robert Morris. Then Reverend Sarah Bessel Yanti will close us up.
I want to say thank you for granting us the time to be on your wavelength this morning. I think it is a worthy initiative, and I call on all Liberians to see the need to volunteer so that we can, as messengers of peace, messengers against election violence, messenger against cheating during elections, to go around the country and inform our people, the ordinary people, about the importance of voting rightly, participating in the process, avoiding, the temptation of being trapped, used by politicians in ways that are counterproductive to the democracy of our country. So it's a pleasure, and I hope we can have the time to come and join you in the not too distant future on this very occasion.
Thank you so much, O'Neill. I know you have been calling, and I'm finally here. And I'd like to say thank you for this opportunity. I'd like to tell all of the Liberians, as I always say, Liberia is our common denominator. Liberia is our common denominator.
Indeed, in union strong, success is sure. I will leave it at that.
Okay, I'm gonna leave it like that. Yes.
And I think Dax Elliott, as you know, Dax Elliott, a very strong intellectual, leading the Intellectual Center on Carey Street, well known. And you've heard from Dax, you've heard from Robert Morris, who is an independent candidate who has run an issues-based campaign, as I did myself. And for me, my parting words are, if we don't unite, reconcile, heal, and come together as a people to fix Liberia, nobody will fix it for us. And our electoral system is critical to that. It's a cornerstone of our democracy. We must unite as a people, in spite of our differences. Go to the polls on the 14th of November, vote in peace, go home in peace, and do everything you can to educate your family members and others about how to vote so their votes will not be counted invalid. Make sure that you help to spread information that will be spreading to you and other information out there. Make sure that all of us work together to own the results of the elections and make sure that we reduce and in fact, we have no electoral violence after the elections. Let's move Liberia forward. Protect LIB Vote is about ensuring that you are empowered as Liberians with knowledge and skills, with information about how to ensure we reduce invalid votes and how you can go to the polls and vote for who you want to vote for. Vote your choice without intimidation, without harassment. ProtectLIBvotes@gmail.com. If you want to be in touch with us, ProtectLIBvotes@gmail.com. The telephone number to call is 0775-531-092, 0775-531-092. If you'd like to get in touch with us by phone, please participate, please volunteer, and let's all go to the polls. Let's not say we're staying home because the person we wanted to vote for, the person didn't make it to the second round. Let's come out and vote. Let's participate in our democracy so all of us own our democracy. This Liberia is for all of us, and this Liberia must fix it for all of us, our children, our generations to come. Thank you for having us, O'Neill.
All right. Okay, folks. It's been wonderful. 7 breakfast. Protect your vote. This is how I'll go home this morning. Honorable Robert Morris, Reverend Sarah Belsalayanti, closing us up on the Monday edition of the TBS. In the midst of all controversies. Thank you so much for being with us. I'll be back on tomorrow, same time, on behalf of the entire team. Arthur Butler, Ben on camera, Ansu Sirleaf. My name is Oni Roberts. Have a blessed Monday. Bye-bye.